year, distinguished members of the American Society of Landscape Architects are nominated by their peers and selected by a jury to be inducted into the ASLA Council of Fellows. This is one of the highest honors the Society bestows upon a landscape architect. Members of the ASLA Council of Fellows are selected for their exceptional accomplishments in one of 4 categories: knowledge, leadership and management, service to the profession, or works of landscape architecture. Presenting the new members of the ASLA Council of Fellows for 2010. Hosea AlManana was nominated in the service category by the Pennsylvania-Delaware chapter. Jose is an outstanding advocate for the importance of landscape architect involvement in planning and development. His groundbreaking projects, public service, and cross-discipline collaboration have positioned landscape architects at the core of the sustainability movement. His firm's work focuses on rainwater management, bioengineering design, and the ecological remediation of urban landscapes. This work weaves together the landscapes of man and nature for the benefit of both. As a key player in the Sustainable Sites Initiative and a frequent lecturer, Jose is among the leading landscape architects of his generation. Billy Almond was nominated in the service category by the Virginia chapter. Focusing his skills as an articulate advocate for landscape architecture, Billy worked on the successful 12-year campaign for practice licensure in Virginia. He is current chair of the Virginia Licensure Committee and a member of the National Licensure Committee. Billy is committed to the ASLA 50 by 2010 goal of securing licensure for landscape architects in all 50 states. By example and through his powers of persuasion, he inspires his fellow professionals to become engaged within their local and state government. In his own community service, he's assured that landscape architects are closely involved with planning and development projects that affect the Chesapeake Bay. He inspired tree protection code requirements in states surrounding the bay. James Ballantyne was nominated in the Knowledge category by the ASLA Council of Fellows Executive Committee. For the past 20 years, through his practice, research, and teaching, James has integrated digital design into landscape architecture. He has succeeded in transforming the way landscape architects conceive and configure space and objects. He established the first ASLA bulletin board, as well as a system to automatically convert 2D conceptual plans to working drawings and the ASLA CAD Details product information website. Cross-platform interoperability remains the main focus of Jim's research. The tools he derives from his work make it possible to evaluate the life cycle effects of design and specification decisions immediately in the studio. Robert Bailing was nominated in the Works category by the Florida chapter, recognizing his body of collaborative work. He's advanced the state-of-the-art of landscape design and educated the public through his many interpretive centers and resort destinations. With more than 300 projects in 40 countries worldwide, his outdoor learning spaces and living demonstrations have changed the face of tourism and interpretive centers. He's dramatically improved the economies of countries in which his projects have been developed. Robert has created a resort destination business model based on integrating the work of owners and builders. This produces projects that are visually exciting, functional, profitable, safe, and sustainable. Pamela Blau was nominated in the Leadership Management category by the Michigan chapter. Her business acumen, applied through national and chapter leadership positions, effectively prepared ASLA to weather the recession nearly unscathed. She helped business owners plan for survival and growth and advised students on getting jobs in the profession. Further, her work as an arborist in Michigan has expanded the role of landscape architecture into forestry. For 20 years, Pamela persisted and got a Practice Act passed in Michigan. She shares valuable lessons learned with colleagues and students at the chapter and national levels. She believes that even the smallest communities benefit from landscape architecture and universally accessible public accommodations. Earl Broussard was nominated in the Leadership Management category by the Texas chapter. He's a teacher, mentor, advocate, elected official, and founder of one of the largest landscape architecture firms in the Southwest. The firm has worked on some major icons of Texas. These include the state capitol, the governor's mansion, and the Alamo. As a 6-term city councilman, he's the first landscape architect in Texas to hold an elected public office. He established landscape preservation codes for Westlake Hills and advanced public appreciation of the value of landscape architecture. Earl co-led the campaign to bring Texas a Landscape Architecture Practice Act. Ignacio Bunce Gerosa was nominated in the Works category by the Pennsylvania-Delaware chapter. An architecture graduate who became fascinated early in his career by the value of landscape design, his focus is on public places and their integration into the urban realm. His planning and landscape design expertise have benefited a variety of notable urban landscapes. These include the Georgetown Waterfront Park and Anacostia Waterfront in Washington, D.C., Nashville's Public Square, the Trinity River Corridor in Dallas, and Palisades Park in Santa Monica, California. John Burley was nominated in the Knowledge category by the ASLA Executive Committee. He's written more than 250 scholarly papers based on his award-winning studies in topics as diverse as landscape reclamation after mining activity, visual quality in the landscape, urban sprawl, roadside ecology, and landscape architectural history. With his lectures, published papers, and research collaborations reaching scholars and practitioners in more than a dozen countries around the world, John serves as an international ambassador for the profession. Susan Cohen was nominated in the Leadership Management category by the Connecticut chapter in recognition of her considerable energy, enthusiasm, and entrepreneurial skills. The programs she develops give the public a better understanding of how landscape architects shape our environment. One notable example is her Landscape Design Portfolio series. Here, she brings together renowned landscape architects and the public through well-publicized, popular presentations in New York City. This program, held in conjunction with the New York Botanical Garden, has drawn standing room-only crowds for all of its 12 years. She's also worked with Smith College to reestablish its landscape studies program after a 50-year hiatus. Diane Dale was nominated in the Works category by the ASLA Executive Committee. Her skills in analysis, strategic thinking, and communication are highly effective in addressing the challenges of community planning. Her firm's approach is to translate architectural and engineering strategies into a language that focuses on the integration of spatial planning, site systems, and built form. As a landscape architect and lawyer, she has the insight necessary to direct cross-discipline community planning work globally. Diane has often been recognized for her work and is a frequent conference speaker. George Dark was nominated in the Leadership Management category by the ASLA Council of Fellows Executive Committee. In his career, he's led a variety of projects, including new community plans, urban regeneration strategies, campus master plans, and streetscape designs. He regularly coordinates large groups of diverse professionals. George excels at guiding projects through complex approval and consultation processes. He's well known for his unique style, his skill at facilitation, and his ability to forge consensus among various stakeholders. The many community master plan projects he directed include the award-winning University of Toronto Open Space Master Plan and the Downtown Ottawa Urban Design Strategy 2020. Harry Fuller was nominated in the Leadership Management category by the Boston Society of Landscape Architects. As president and managing partner, he's maintained his firm's high level of design quality. He's guided its growth and geographic expansion as it approaches its third generation of management. Beyond technical proficiency, he balances poise with empathy. He exemplifies the human side of running a business, from ethics to decision-making. Harry also emphasizes a culture of lifelong learning and accomplishments. Among the large, complex projects which benefited from his collaborative skills are the Central Artery Tunnel Project in Boston, the American University in Cairo, and the Upper Charles River Reservation Master Plan and Implementation. Joseph Keller was nominated in the Leadership Management category by the Boston Society of Landscape Architects. Through great vision and ingenuity, he developed a solo practice into a diverse design and engineering enterprise. This enterprise encompasses athletic facility design, graphic design, and visualization, ultimately making his firm a key component of a large international corporation. As a Brookline, Massachusetts town selectman, he also set a precedent for involving landscape architects in town planning, economic development, and the approvals management process. While president of the Boston Society of Landscape Architects, he focused on education of all levels of students, from fellow professionals to third graders. Joseph demonstrates the power and influence of landscape architecture on a grand scale. Jim Hagstrom was nominated in the Works category by the Minnesota chapter. One of Minnesota's top landscape architects, he's developed a client-appealing approach to native plantings for corporate campuses, parks, and residences. Clients admire and appreciate his so-called neatness factor, sharp edges, and strong shapes for native plant areas. He's also known for organized foreground plantings, native flowering plants massed around entrances, and minimized lawn areas. Jim believes that sustainable design is only as good as its details and ongoing management. He works closely with landscape contractors and installers to teach the principles of sustainable landscaping. Under his model, vast acreage of lawn has become biologically diverse landscape.